Hello students, parents, and guardians. This video presentation has been made about scheduling for classes for next year. This is for students who will be in 10th grade at Jena High School for the 2020-2021 school year. Please send any questions or concerns you have about this information directly to me, Samantha Manning, school counselor at Jena High School, at smanning@lasallepsb.com. This presentation contains graduation requirements that are currently in place. Any changes that affect the class of 2023 will be issued to parents, guardians, and students through our website, open house, and notices in the Jena Times. Of course, the scheduling process will be different this year. In the description of this video and on the JHS website, there's a link to a Google form that contains the scheduling form for students. There's a different form for each grade level. This will replace the paper scheduling form students have turned in the past. Once you complete the online form, it will come directly to me, so there's nothing else that you need to do. Please be certain that you enter an email address on the form that I can use to contact you if I have questions. There is a note section at the end of the form where I would love for you to leave me any additional information I may like to know about you and where you can ask any questions you may have. Again, these forms come directly to me, so I'll see that information. If you think of a question or something you need to add or change about your form, please do not fill out another one. Email the questions directly to me at smanning@lasallepsb.com. There are two paths to graduation. The TOPS University pathway, which prepares you for college and university study, and the Jumpstart TOPS Tech pathway, which prepares you for technical college, community college, and the workforce. TOPS University requirements include 4 Englishes, English 1, 2, 3, and 4, 4 Maths, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and Advanced Math or Calculus, 4 Sciences, Biology, Chemistry, and 2 from Physical Science or Physics or Environmental Science or Ag 2 or Anatomy and Physiology. Ag 2 is a science credit. Ag 1 is not. It is an elective, but you must take it first. 4 Social Studies, American History, Civics, which includes Free Enterprise, and 2 units of World History, World Geography, Western Civilization. Students need 1/2 unit of health education and 1.5 units of physical education. Health Ed is a classroom class about health topics. So students need to be certain that even though they may have numerous PE credits, they have to have that classroom health class as well. Athletic PEs do count as PE, but they do not count as health. Students in TOPS must have 2 units of foreign language. So typically for us, we use Spanish 1 and 2, which begins in 11th and 12th grade. Students also need 1 unit of art, which can be fine art survey, or classroom art, or band, or choir. Students also need 3 units of electives for a total of 24 credits. For the Jumpstart TOPS Tech pathway, students also need 4 Englishes, but they can be 1, 2, 3, and 4, or Business English can substitute for English 4. For math, they'll need Algebra 1, Geometry, and 2 units, which typically include Financial Math and Math Essentials. Students need 2 Sciences, which can be Biology and Physical Science or Environmental Science, 2 Social Studies, American History and Civics, the same health and PE requirements, and 9 electives in their Jumpstart pathway, for a total of 23 credits. The 9 units of Jumpstart electives must come from an approved progression of courses determined by the Department of Education. It is important that students take classes that go together in the same area for their electives, if they're interested in the Jumpstart pathway in particular. The electives taken in 9th and 10th grade are typically courses that can be counted as universal Jumpstart courses to be used in any pathway toward the total of the 9 units. These common universal electives include IBCA, Quest for Success or College Career Readiness, JAG, Introduction to Business, Customer Service, Entrepreneurship, So for students who are unsure about what pathway they're going to follow, if you keep your electives in those universal classes, then you're sure to have something that will fit in any pathway. So a Jumpstart pathway is a group of occupational courses that go together in a particular career area. Included with each Jumpstart pathway is an industry-based certification that they will earn at Jena High School and can take with them into post-secondary education and employment. Students following the Jumpstart curriculum are required to choose a pathway from those offered at JHS. When choosing a Jumpstart pathway, consider the interests and educational and career goals of the student. Choosing the Jumpstart pathway happens if a student signs into the Jumpstart pathway at the end of 10th grade with permission of a parent or guardian. So students are left in the TOPS University pathway unless they sign out or are signed out by a parent or guardian. So in 9th and 10th grade, students are typically taking similar courses. This change doesn't occur until 11th grade. The Louisiana DOE was in the process of making changes to Jumpstart pathways when the COVID closures occurred. So any changes that we receive to pathways will be shared with you. These are popular Jumpstart pathways we have at Jena High School and the credentials that are available to students in those pathways. TOPS is a scholarship program in Louisiana. There are 4 TOPS award components: the Opportunity Award, Performance Award, Honors Award, and Tech Award. So the Opportunity, Performance, and Honors Awards pay the majority of tuition and certain fees at schools in Louisiana. So at a private school, they will only pay what they would have paid at a public school, but they will still make the payments. You can see there the breakdown of the different ACT scores that you need for each and the extra stipends that are included with that. And the TOPS Tech Award is for students on the Jumpstart pathway. And this award pays at a technical school. To qualify for that, students need a 17 on the ACT. For each of those award levels where it talks about the core GPA, the core GPA is the GPA on core courses only. And so that is lower than the GPA on report cards and transcripts because it doesn't include any of the high grades students typically make on their electives and PE classes. So the core GPA is only the GPA on English, math, science, social studies, Spanish, and art. So students need to be mindful that the grades that you're making, even right now as an incoming 10th grader, are very important in how they'll qualify for TOPS awards later on. So the grades that you're doing right now matter very much. Dual enrollment. Dual enrollment is when a student's enrolled at 2 institutions at one time. The course is taken at one institution, but credit is given at both. So we have a couple different kind of opportunities for dual enrollment at Jena High School. Welding 1 and 2 and Certified Nursing Assistant, those courses are done through the Central Louisiana Technical College at the Rod Brady campus. So students actually go there to Rod Brady and Jena and take those courses. You start those in 11th grade, so you wouldn't be able to do those next year, but if that's something that you're planning to do, you want to be sure you know about that. Then we have college courses through ULM. Those do start in 10th grade. Students need at least a 19 on the ACT. You have time to take the ACT over the summer. There'll be at least 2 administrations of ACT in the summer where you could take that. And so if you're interested in dual enrollment, please indicate that on the form. If you do dual enrollment, you'll take the class online at Jena High School and earn credit for Jena High School and ULM. Those credits can then be transferred to other schools. So students don't have to go to ULM to receive the credit for the course. We could just transfer the college credit to whatever university you did attend. ACT testing. You can begin taking ACT as soon as you'd like to. We give the test at JHS on every national test date, which includes 7 times a year. To register for the test, you must create an account at actstudent.org where you make your account, you pay for tests, register for tests, all of that right there. Please be sure that you use the same login every time that you log in there. Do not create a new account after you have already taken one. You just need to re-access that same one. Current cost for the test is $56, but that goes up every year. Students who've qualified for free or reduced lunch at some time can receive 4 fee waivers in 11th and 12th grade. So you would still need to pay for them currently, but that's just an important thing to note for future tests. This is the pupil progression policy on valedictorian and salutatorian. So we don't do any rounding for computation of rank. Students are ranked based on their alpha grades, but for the graduation ceremony, the top student will be selected based on their numeric grades. So there's a little bit of a difference there. And students have to have been at Jena High School for 2 years to be a valedictorian or salutatorian. JAG stands for Jobs for America's Graduates. We have a multi-level JAG program at Jena High School for students in 9th through 12th grade. They could take that class every year and get a separate credit for it each year. These are the clubs and organizations and teams we have at Jena High School. We are very proud of the wide variety of activities we have for students. We encourage every student to find some kind of activity that they can be involved in. It really makes a big difference in your high school experience, whether or not you get involved in some things. So here are just some some clubs to keep in mind. If you are interested in a particular club that has a class associated with it, you may want to be sure you schedule that. For instance, if you're interested in being a member of FBLA, be sure that you have taken IBCA, or you're going to take web design, or you're going to take Introduction to Business, some kind of class related to that. If you're interested in 4-H or FFA, you may want to be sure you take an ag class. Same for YACA. If you're interested in art and you want to be in that Youth Art Council of America Club, you may want to be sure you take an art class. This is a typical 10th grade schedule. Students will take English 2, English 2 Honors, or English 2 Gifted if they're designated as such. Students will take Geometry or Geometry Honors. An honors class for any of those, it's just they take the curriculum for the course and then add some enrichment assignments to that for students who excel in that area. If you are ahead on your math credits and you'd like to take Algebra 2 or Algebra 2 Honors, that's an option as well. Students will take biology for their science. There is also a biology honors listed on there that you could choose from. American history or world geography. A caution that I will say about that. If students take American history in 10th grade, that will add to the other EOC LEAP 2025 tests they'll take at the end of the year. So they would have one in English and geometry and biology and American history. So that's kind of my only reservation there. Students can take American history in 10th grade, but it will add to your test load for end of the year testing. If you take world geography, you could do that, but if you move to the Jumpstart pathway, then you wouldn't need that world geography credit. So world geography is only needed for students who are going to do the university pathway. So be mindful of that. If you feel like you're going to be a Jumpstart student and you know that you're not going to need the world geography credit, but you also are not ready to take American history this next year, it's okay to not have one in 10th grade. So really, social studies is not such a standardized area. You can kind of do what fits you best in the social studies department in 10th grade. So that means either taking American history or world geography, or not taking one at all until 11th grade. You may have a health or PE credit. I encourage you to do those as early in your high school career as you can, so you're not waiting until senior year to take a PE. You'll want to choose your electives on there. Be mindful to try to keep things together if you're thinking of doing a Jumpstart class, And then any classes that you may not pass for ninth grade, you need to reschedule those on there. And even if you're not sure, in the state of how things are, if you're not sure if you're going to pass it or not, just write me a note there so that I know to be looking. So if you think that English 1 may not be looking so great right now, write me a note there so that I'll know to check and we can reschedule that if we need to. Okay, so please click on the link in the description of this video, or the same link is on the JHS website, to fill out the Google form to request your schedule. As always, if you have any questions, please contact me anytime. Thank you for watching.